How to master IDP streaming for fantasy football. Imagine turning your fantasy football team into a well-oiled machine that adapts every week. That's what mastering IDP streaming can do for you. It's all about picking the right defensive players at the right time, based on matchups and game situations. Instead of sticking with the same players all season, you rotate players in and out to maximize points. This strategy works especially well in leagues that include individual defensive players, which means you need to pay close attention to the matchups each week. First, understand the different defensive positions in your league. Usually, you have defensive linemen, linebackers, and defensive backs. Each position scores differently depending on your league's rules. Knowing which positions your league emphasizes helps you decide who to target for streaming. For example, if sacks are worth more points, focus on defensive linemen or linebackers who rush the quarterback. Next, look at the offenses your players will face. Find teams with weak offensive lines or quarterbacks who throw a lot of interceptions. These teams are more likely to give up sacks, turnovers, and tackles. For example, if a team has a rookie quarterback who struggles under pressure, their offensive line might allow more sacks, giving your defensive players a better chance to rack up points. Flexibility is key. If your league has a defensive flex spot or multiple IDP starters, you can rotate players each week. This way, you can pick players with the best matchups rather than relying on a fixed set of starters. It spreads out your risk and keeps your team competitive even if some players underperform. Keep an eye on rookies and lesser-known players. Sometimes a rookie gets a starting role due to injuries or coaching decisions. These players often come at a low draft cost but can produce big tackle numbers or big plays. Watching training camp reports and injury updates helps you spot these sleepers before they become popular. Avoid overloading early on with defensive players. Many valuable IDP contributors can be found later in drafts or on the waiver wire. Building a strong offensive core early allows you to focus on streaming defense, which is more about weekly matchups than draft positions. Injury updates and depth chart changes happen often in the NFL. If a starting linebacker gets injured, a backup might step in and become a top streaming option. Staying updated on these changes helps you pick players who will see significant playing time and opportunities to score. Finally, understand your league's scoring system. Some leagues give extra points for tackles, others for sacks or interceptions. Tailor your streaming choices based on what your league rewards most. For example, if sacks are heavily weighted, target players known for rushing the passer. And remember, avoid stacking multiple IDPs from the same team. While it might seem tempting, it can lead to overlapping production and make your team vulnerable during bye weeks. Spreading out your defensive players across different teams keeps your options open and reduces risk. By applying these strategies consistently, you can turn IDP streaming into a powerful weapon. It allows you to adapt your lineup weekly, exploit opponent weaknesses, and stay competitive without spending too much draft capital. Keep researching, stay flexible, and watch the matchups closely. That's how you master IDP streaming and gain an edge in your fantasy football league.